Everyone has been hyping up, anticipating, and honestly just waiting for the climax of this arc, which will be Saitama vs Monster Garou. But we've had various delays which have prolonged the arc for many years. Many of the stuff didn't actually happen in the webcomic, such as Blast being involved in this arc whatsoever, as he dropped quite a bit of reveals and some interesting stuff for the future. God's involvement was initially only minor, some stuff with Psychos and some stuff with Homeless Emperor, but nothing relating to the arrival of Sage Centipede and Evil Natural Ocean and everything else he's been a part of. Of course, I prefer the manga version, but it's just delayed the final fight, and also it's kind of weird based on how Garou has more so been more heroic in the recent chapters, fighting Sage Centipede alongside Metal Bat and being less monster-like. This begs the question, why and how will Saitama vs Garou actually begin in the One Punch Man manga? I'll also be discussing some recent reveals regarding the recent chapters in the One Punch Man manga, as I haven't done dedicated videos on that. Sorry about that, but everything will be talked about in today's video here, including what chapter I believe their fight will actually begin, and we'll finally get the end of this very long, pretty amazing arc. Before all that, if you're new here or just haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, it will be greatly appreciated. I upload regular One Punch Man videos on the channel. Now, let's get into it. In chapter 159, we got hints that Fubiki actually used the power or fat of Pig God to actually heal the other S-Class heroes. It hasn't been explained or anything like that, but we see Pig God, who's actually skinny now, and previously we saw him meeting up with Fubiki with her asking for some help. So she probably did something with his power to heal the S-Class heroes most likely. I'm expecting this to be explained in chapter 160. Apart from that, Saitama was the one to fight Evil Ocean Water, which of course involved the Serious Punch. However, later in that chapter when Saitama was going surfing, we actually see the Eye of Evil Ocean Water, meaning he's actually still alive, but we haven't seen him in the 2 chapters after that, so he may have some relevance in chapter 160 as well, maybe Saitama finishing him, but his Serious Punch wasn't enough to actually take them out. But after that, we have Garou and Metal Bat dealing with Sage Centipede, them showing some teamwork, which isn't technically teamwork, but they like to pretty much explain it as teamwork. Metal Bat gets stronger and stronger, and it does make you think how strong Metal Bat is compared to maybe characters like Flashy Flash. If you want a dedicated what if battle of that, let me know down below. But what do you think about that fight currently? Flashy Flash versus the Metal Bat who teamed up with Garou. But throughout the fight, Garou demonstrated that he's being less monster-like. This is all drawing back to his fight with Blast, where he was able to crack the shell of his monster, resulting in Garou to gain his sanity back. But it's also important to remember we actually get an understanding of Garou's current motives during the three-way battle of Platinum S, Flashy Flash, and Garou. So just keep in mind all that. He may be acting more chill because the kid is involved, and that kind of does bring out the human side of Garou more so. But now that Sage Centipede is defeated and Metal Bat is out of commission, I think Garou will go back to his initial plan or everything like that. It's just been kind of weird with the way he's being portrayed in the recent chapters. But the way they were able to take out Sage Centipede is they removed the core of him, showing a direct comparison to Orochi, and then Garou chucked it up into space and then did his karate chop all the way down to split him in half. So Garou has taken out Sage Centipede, while at the same time revealing that his fist is now perfected. I'm not sure what's going on with the mention of Garou having all these other abilities, because there was kind of some redraws or like repeating of scenes for those chapters regarding the three-way battle, so I'm not 100% on that. There may be some future redraws regarding that situation, and we can't really tell for sure. But Garou has perfected his fist, so again he has gained another buff. This now brings us to the question, what will happen next? God's Wrath was the one that brought Sage Centipede and Evil Ocean Water out. Evil Ocean Water may actually just hit legs and not actually be involved in the fight as it continues, but I doubt that. Evil Ocean Water will probably be the focus of next chapter, whether it be Saitama finally finishing him or another hero assisting him in some way. Garou, I feel, may have some involvement with God. It seemed like God was enraged at Garou himself, so it may result in God actually trying to take over Garou, and this is what results in the fight between him and Saitama to actually begin. Maybe he loses his sanity again, or maybe when he's actually trying to fight Saitama, he realizes that he's inferior, which results in God to bait Garou, resulting in a huge power buff, but again to lose his sanity and turn to those like demonic creatures we saw in the webcomic version. I don't think the fight will actually begin in chapter 160. I believe the whole Fubiki and Pigman explanation and the healing of the S-Class heroes may be explored a little bit. There may still be some other monsters surviving. As we know, Psycho Sorochi was able to escape. She may return to the battlefield for whatever reason. We still have the possibility that one Black S could be remaining, as we don't know what happened between the remaining one and Metal Bat. It could have been destroyed, but again, that person could still be around. Monsters could still play a factor, or maybe the healed S-Class heroes actually try to take out Garou, resulting in Garou to pretty much body all of them, as his stamina seems to be pretty solid even after taking out Sage Centipede now. Bodies all of them, and then that pretty much leaves Saitama and Garou to actually begin their fight, or Garou to actually try and take out Saitama as well, of course failing, and then the fight begins to amp up, eventually resulting in God to maybe play a part in boosting Garou's power even more, resulting in him to lose his sanity somewhat again. And that's where we could potentially see Monster God boosted Garou surpass the likes of Boros, which would be pretty cool. But that's just my thoughts on what I think is going to happen, and I do think their fight will begin very shortly. Let's say chapter 160, Fubiki, S-Class Heroes explanation and the defeating of Evil Ocean Water. Then chapter 161, healed S-Class Heroes vs Garou. Garou defeats all of them in one chapter. And then chapter 162 or 163, we have the start of the fight between Garou and Saitama. That's my personal belief of the time span, but of course Morotan 1 could come up with some insanity, and we may not get it for like another 10 chapters, but I do believe we are approaching the greatness. So yeah, let me know what you think is going to happen down below. Do you think it's going to happen shortly, or we're still quite a bit away? Your thoughts on the recent One Punch Man chapters, and just this video as a whole. I would love any feedback on how to improve my content. If you haven't already, make sure to check out other stuff in the description, like the Discord if you want to talk more about One Punch Man greatness, or the chapter links for anything One Punch Man related. And as always, shout out to these absolute mad lads who support the channel via the Patreon. But yep, that's it guys, peace.